so we will start the meeting. I'm sure you both have heard that unfortunately Jim has passed away. I'm not aware of the plan for filling his spot. I was informed that essentially whatever happens, that person will fill for the term, not till the next election, if that makes sense. Which I think is how, when we first did it, Jonathan, you correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's how it was when we first did it as well, where
Yes.
we had one for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, so it'll fill that way. Jim was a great guy, as we all know. He always had a smile, and
Those jokes of his were.
I was like a joke for us, yeah.
he always, found a way to make light of everything, or not everything, but light of this, and brought a smile and laughed at everybody, so he'll be missed for sure. I have provided you guys with the bank statement for TD, which is where our capital reserves are, and spending maintenance, reclamation, and roadway, as well as a breakdown of the Cambridge Trust. And here, if you want to take a look at what investments they're currently in and all that, here's one for that. So that being said, I guess the first thing we should do is, with a new year, do you guys want to maintain the finance department as the bookkeeper for the trustees?
I think so.
Yes.
This is,
So if we want to just do a
I know
vote.
it's extra work for you, but
It's not minimal, but it's another account, if that makes sense, where we already have all the other ones, so this is right there with them. My controller does an amazing job segregating everything out. So I guess best way to put it is, how much more work it is for me is considerably less than how much it would be for somebody taking it all on, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So if you guys want to vote that, then we'll have another year and we can go from there.
How would you like us to word that?
do we need a motion, or are we just in
Yeah, a
agreement?
motion to
that that's-
appoint the finance department as bookkeeper for the trustee of the trust funds.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right. We are in agreement.
Perfect. Okay. We have, so the election, as you guys are aware, we had the new police equipment capital reserve that will come into play July 1st, as well as the public safety overtime. All the other capital reserves were funding existing ones already. Now to the fun stuff. So we have a withdrawal from the,
May I just catch up minutes
Yep,
wise?
absolutely.
Appreciate your patience.
Thank you.
IAN or YAN?
IAN.
Sorry about that.
No, no problem. No problem, Fred.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
absolutely. So we have two withdrawals from the capital reserves for the fire department equipment. One is for, I believe those are defibrillators, right? Or no, Zoll Z-Vent, right?
Yes.
So ventilator, and this one is for a
Yep.
CPR machine, I believe. Yeah.
Quick question while we're reviewing this, but as a separate side business. Make still a pen for me. I always come equipped with my computer, but no pens. I should know better.
There you go.
Thank you. You received any inquiries from the library regarding trust funds?
So, Moira Ryan asked me about their Leach Library Trust Fund, which is on here, the Leach Library Fund. It's established January 1st, 1979. So I've started digging into that some, and I have what I believe is a lead, but
Okay.
it also very well could just be a coincidence. So I don't want to get anybody's hopes up or anything like that before doing it, but I looked through some old, I spent some time looking through some annual reports and going, Googling various things to kind of provide a bigger picture, and I've now reached out to a couple communities to see if they have any additional information.
So I don't want to say anything too critical or untowards. I know the library director had some interesting phrasing and raising some concerns in the past regarding trust funds and whether or not we were dispersing things without their knowledge. And I guess there were comments made recently that she was only aware of 2 of the funds and not a third one. We are not withholding any of that information by any means, so.
We are not, so I think what
We
you.
have fulfilled all of our obligations, as far as I'm aware, correct?
Yes, so I think what she meant in terms of where the 2 is, I believe it's the Coffin Warren Library Fund and the Ordway Library Fund. She has more backup documentation for those. So
Okay.
she's aware of the general idea, purpose of them. Where the Leach Library Fund is the one that we're looking for what the purpose was. So I think that's what she meant, and in terms of the disbursement, I had spoken with her. What they were seeing was the management fees from Cambridge. That was it.
Right.
We weren't moving money anyways. It's Cambridge manages this, and they're not gonna do it for free.
My fault for deferring to, or jumping to another subject.
Nope, you
I
did.
initially started, just stating it for the record as well, I initially started to date this under denial, and that was a mistake. I just crossed it out and initialed it and indicated my approval, so
Thank you very much.
sorry about that.
There's
Nope, no worries. So that's my understanding on where we are with the library trust funds.
Okay, as long as we're, and I appreciate you doing that digging and finding the information that they
Yep,
requested.
A resident had informed me about the disbursement inquiry, and I reached out to the library to let them know that this is not what's happening, it's the management fees that are associated with it. That's the only time. And, I mean, as I've told you guys, some of these, we may not know the exact purpose,
Right.
and unless we get a request or an inquiry, we're just gonna leave them there, and if I get time, I will look up for it, but if we're being honest, time is the most valuable asset that I don't have.
Okay.
And we had done our fairly due diligence trying to find out, see if there were state records and looking into to see if we could determine some of the original purpose of some of them, and without success, if I remember right.
Well, and yeah, I mean, when I was looking through for the Leach Library Fund information, some of the annual reports had mentioned that they digitalized it around like between 1978 and 1984, I don't remember the exact year. So what was digitalized and what wasn't becomes an issue. Well, where is all that digital information stored becomes another issue. They had mentioned, one of them mentioned something about vandalism, I think, but I think that was for cemetery plots, not the information. But essentially with how old everything is and the constant increase in technology, unfortunately, some of this stuff has lost its initial or original documentation, so it's kind of putting together what we can from there. Which is why I reached out to other communities and other people regarding that fund, because there were a couple of things that I thought could be potentially connected. And if they are, then it's a great lead. If they're not, then they're not. But at least it's a step forward to try and find a way to be able to access the funds.
Thank you for the extra legwork, we appreciate it.
next is hopefully the last of this. It is the snow cleanup and, wait, I thought it was snow cleanup. This is the snow cleanup.
What is the proper name of that reserve?
That's the Expendable Maintenance Trust Fund. So this is the one where what Dave will do, we've changed recently how we handle this. We'll go at the start of the year and ask for roughly a third or a half of the average for the past several years, and then draw on that once we actually pay it, rather than incurring the expense and requesting approval after.
Right. Yeah, you say relatively recently, but didn't that change a little while ago? Isn't that how we've been doing it, at least
Since,
during our term?
yeah,
Okay.
it changed probably about 2023-ish, 22. So yeah, it's no longer recently, you're right.
It's consistent with the other
Yes.
requests that we've approved when the
Yes.
winter time comes around. Okay. Feels recent though, not, typically time's passing pretty quickly.
That is that one right there. And while you're actually having that one, this one is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, this is finishing out one of the town council orders. And so you guys are aware, just as a FYI, sure you already are, with so we got the authorization for 17,000. That money doesn't leave the account until you guys authorize it and it's spent. So if, for example, we do 17,000 and we only spend 7, that 10,000 remains in the account, and for this one, we have it lapse at June 30th, the authorization for it.
Okay.
So that way next year we have to go and ask for it again, it doesn't carry forward.
Do you
But I know
this-
there's been a lot of questions about, well, if you authorize it, it comes out, it doesn't, it stays in there until it's used, it's just authorizing us to use the funds.
This might be a question for Dave, just out of curiosity. Do we have a term contract with Shady Hill that
Yes.
sets these rates?
Yep.
Okay. Just curious where the rates and invoices come from.
Yeah, trying to think of when we went out to bid. We go out to bid for, I believe it's 3 years with 1-year options after that. But we do go out to bid for the services of different places. It's similar to our, the lawn mowing for cemeteries and,
Just a quick question on this one here. It's talking about disbursement of 17 grand, which I see here. What's the 9,200? Is that the backup? All these add up to the
Yeah.
92?
so
But it's not on this page?
this is authorizing us to do up to the 17.
Up to, okay, perfect.
So we've only utilized 9,260.
Perfect. And
So
that's what this
hopefully
is.
the rest will not be utilized.
Perfect, yeah.
Fingers crossed, but New England weather, you never know. But that's essentially what it is that's authorizing us up to 17. That way we don't have to go back for every snowstorm.
Gotcha.
And this This one is also from the expendable maintenance. This is repairing the radio box and fire alarm panel at 2 of the fire stations.
Is that 3 altogether so far from the expendable maintenance trust fund?
4, I believe. Yep, because this one closed out Town Council Order 13. That one finished out. And then that one is the remaining final, hopefully, the remaining final.
Hopefully, yeah.
Sorry, I keep saying that, I'm done with winter.
No, I'm with you. We're already, my wife's doing a presentation at the Green Team tonight. We're already talking about what seeds we can start
There we
and everything
go.
else. So we are more than eager for spring to continue.
Where do they do that?
The Y,
Oh, nice.
starting at 6. And they have a community things, not a community garden, but like if you're a member of the community and you don't want to go buy a bunch of seeds from Home Depot, I think you can actually get some from the Green Team.
Oh, so like this, what is it, like a seed exchange type situation? Yeah.
So everybody's more than willing for spring to come along.
Thank you.
I was noticing one of those was the something to do with chest compressions. I don't think I've ever even heard of a unit like that. That you just sort of put
Device that
over
does
the
the
victim.
compressions for
Yeah.
you.
It's like, holy cow.
They were, they explained it at the meeting, and it's impressive. It keeps it going where, you know, people get tired.
Yeah.
and kind of, it keeps it, how far we've come with technology.
Just fascinating, yeah.
Right, you're used to like identifying somebody to tag off with you, because like you said, people get tired.
Yep. For releases, that's all I have. Is there anything else you guys want to cover or go over?
Oh,
I actually anticipated more releases than that, so.
oh, just one thing I had mentioned earlier to Jonathan. Right now, we're meeting at 11.
Yep.
Do you have the ability to start any earlier with our meetings?
Yeah, we can, whatever time you guys want to meet, we can,
Okay.
I say we can make it work. I should be able to make it work depending on family life and things like that, but.
Sure. Any?
With no particular
So
objection,
with
more
9?
convenient with his work if we do it earlier.
Yeah, I
so-
said I have to take off like a full half or a half day
Yep.
because I work in Wilmington. And would 9 be okay, or is that too early?
I can do a 9, is that
You
too
can do
early?
9 if that works.
9 work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know like what time your day started here in
Yep.
general. Does it start at 8:30 or 9 o'clock or?
Depending on if I'm taking a lunch, 8:30 or 9.
Oh, that but you would
You know,
typically be
it's-
here?
Either way, we're good, yeah.
Okay, if we
Yeah.
could, 9 would be a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan.
Not at all.
Yep, no, it's whatever works for you guys, whatever works for you guys is when we can schedule it, so.
Cool, thank you.
If you wanna do it after, that's fine as well, it's all up to you.
yeah, down the road, if there's some conflict, if a day is good but the time is bad,
Yeah.
and it's like, geez, you know, two would work perfect. That'd be great too. You know, out of the ordinary, but for right now, maybe target 9.
We don't have a ton of members of the public coming worried about
Hey,
being
yeah.
inconvenient for them.
Please take a
so-
number. Yeah.
If we did, obviously, that would be different, but, you know, other than that, works with my convenience, so.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Actually, speaking of members of the public, we don't do public comment because the few times we have, we've allowed them to talk through the meeting, not
Right.
through, but with it. I personally think that's better, but if you guys want to have a public comment at the beginning, and you're more than welcome to establish that.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I think
As the
if folks show
trustees.
up and they, you know, want to ask an intermittent question here and there, I don't think that's a big deal.
I thought it was helpful because it provides insight, and I mean, I do this, you guys do this, they may be seeing something we don't. So,
I like it. I think we can
Speaking
keep it
of
an
s-
open format for now.
Speaking of that, at the town council, did they change the rules to have a public comment at beginning and end?
They verbally agreed to. It would be
Okay.
nice to see it on the agenda,
Okay.
hopefully in the future.
Because I know that was sort of a sticking point with some people.
Yeah.
That said, like, geez, we just talked about all this interesting stuff. Would like to comment on that again
yeah.
to wrap up the meeting. Okay.
Supposedly that's supposed to be a rule change, so.
Excellent.
It's a good day to be a member of the town and doing good things, you know. What other business do we have?
That's all I have, unless you guys have something else. We just need to set our next meeting.
What is your recommendation on timing based on the anticipated orders and releases?
So, I have an email from the school. They're looking to get theirs approved on May 6th, so we probably want to do one after that. I don't know if you want to do one in April or not, though. This kind of clears up where the town is for withdrawals, and we can wait till May if that works for you guys.
As far as for the school side?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Either way is fine with me. Would late April be
So
sort of
my
a compromise?
only concern with the late April is, actually, yeah, because then we can do late May. I just don't want to do late April, then early May, if that makes sense.
Correct.
So we can do late April and then late May if that works.
Okay.
Or honestly, anytime after May 6th, that way we get their request as well. And we can get it to them before year end, so it's nice and clean for their books.
So does it make sense to wait until after May 6th? Is that what I'm hearing?
It can, but if we want to do another one in April, so the new member, should they be appointed at that point, we can get them on board.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Did they, I'm sorry, let me just backtrack a bit. Did we need to do an April?
That's where I don't think we do right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And then you were saying, say, early May, but after a certain date?
After May 6th.
Okay.
So if we want to do,
Want to do Thursday the 8th? Is it too early?
why don't we do the 15th if that works for you guys, either the 15th or 22nd.
Follow me.
That way it gives them, should anything happen where they get sick or something, it's not a rush situation for them. They have time to get us the backup that we need. And also create the minutes for us to draw off, and that way we don't have to go off of just the visual meeting.
All right, do we want to say the 15th?
Yep, I don't have a preference, so.
Okay, the 15th for 9 a.m.?
Sounds
Does
good.
that work for you?
Yeah, it does,
Yep.
actually. Okay, excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
I will give my typical spiel of, well, these are not confidential. Hackers have done a lot more with a lot less, so please be careful.
I would prefer to just hand it back. That's all
All
right.
right,
Just to
absolutely.
Quickly
Yep.
review what we.
Yeah, I'll keep them if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
nope,
Yep.
you're good. That's just my after-school special speech of
No,
the
it's-
hackers are very, very good at what they do.
And towns are great targets. So.
Exactly. Outside of that, if there's nothing else, we can adjourn.
Awesome.
We said, we said next meeting, it was May 15th, 9 a.m.
Yep.
All right, make a motion to close the meeting.
Second?
All right, we'll call it.